Welcome back to Echo English. Today, I want you to forget everything you believe about learning English. Many people say, I don't have enough time. Others say, my English is too weak or I am afraid people will laugh at me. But today's story will challenge every one of those excuses. Imagine a girl who had never seen the pages of a book, never seen an English alphabet, never watched a video, yet she learned to speak English with confidence. How? Not through magic, not through luck. She learned by refusing to let her limitations decide her future. This is a powerful story about courage, persistence, and the incredible ability of human mind to grow. As you listen, you may discover that the biggest obstacle to learning English isn't your age, your background, or your education. It is the belief that you cannot do it. So, take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's begin the inspiring journey of a blind girl who proved that when determination becomes stronger than difficulty, even the impossible starts to become possible. The blind girl who learnt English without seeing the words. In a small village lived a girl named Meera. She was born blind. She had never seen the blue sky, a sunrise, or even her own face. As children ran to school carrying colorful books, Meera walked carefully with a stick guided by the sounds around her. People often felt sorry for her. Some whispered, poor girl, life will always be difficult. Others believed she would never study like other children. But Meera never asked, why me? Instead of she asked herself, what can I do with what I have? That single question changed her life. One evening, Meera heard a tourist speaking English near a bus stop. She didn't understand a single word, but something about the rhythm, the confidence, and the melody of the language fascinated her. She told herself, one day I want to speak like that. People laughed. How will a blind girl learn English? You can't even read normal books, their words hurt. But dreams don't disappear because someone laughs at them. Since reading printed books was impossible, Meera turned her ears into her classroom. She borrowed audio lessons. She listened to English stories while eating. She listened while working. She listened before sleeping. Whenever she heard a new word, she repeated it aloud again and again and again. She didn't complain that learning was slow. She simply continued. Little by little, sounds became words, words became sentences, sentences became conversations. When Meera started speaking, she made many mistakes. Her pronunciation wasn't perfect. Sometimes people corrected him, sometimes they laughed. Instead of feeling ashamed, she smiled and said, thank you, now I know how to improve. That attitude became her greatest strength. Every mistake became a teacher, every correction became a gift. She understood something many learners forget. Fluent speakers are simply people who were willing to sound imperfect for a long time. Years later, a visitor came to her village. He was surprised to hear Meera speaking clear English. He asked, where did you study? She smiled. My teachers were my ears, my patience, and my determination. Her answer touched everyone. Soon, she was invited to encourage students who were afraid of learning English. She stood before hundreds of learners. She couldn't see their faces, but she could feel their silence. Then she said, you can see books, you can watch videos, you can read anything you want. I cannot. Yet I kept learning. So, don't let excuses become stronger than your dreams. The room erupted in applause. Many people think English is difficult, but often the real obstacle isn't English, it is fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, fear of sounding different. Meera proved that success doesn't begin with perfect eyesight, perfect grammar, or perfect confidence. It begins with one simple decision: I will not give up today. If she could learn through listening alone, imagine what you can do with all the resources you already have. The question is not whether you are capable, the question is whether you are willing to keep going. Remember this: your greatest limitation is rarely your situation, it is the story you keep telling yourself. If a girl who had never seen a single English word could inspire others by speaking the language, then your journey is possible too. Start today, learn one new word, speak one new sentence, make one new mistake. Because every small step takes you closer to fluency. As this story comes to an end, remember that true version doesn't come from our eyes, it comes from our determination. That blind girl never allowed her disability to define her future. While others focused on what she could not do, she focused on what she could do. Day by day, word by word, she transformed her weakness into her greatest strength. So, the next time you feel like giving up on English, ask yourself this: if she could learn without seeing the words, what's stopping me from learning with everything I already have? Your English journey doesn't require perfection, it requires patience, consistency, and the courage to keep going even when progress feels slow. Every word you learn, every mistake you make, and every sentence you speak is a step toward the confident person you want to become. If this story inspired you, don't keep the inspiration to yourself. Share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And if you want more powerful stories that improve both your English and your mindset, subscribe to Echo English and join us on this journey of learning, growth, and wisdom. Before you go, here is something to think about. If your greatest limitation disappeared today, what dream would you finally have the courage to chase? Think about your answer, and I will see you in the next video.